The rules of the game here might owe more to Rafferty than the Marleybone Cricket Club. But for these would-be Lloyds, Richards and Garners, cricket is more than just infectious Sunday afternoon fun.
Growing up, cricket was part of our upbringing. It was part of a religion, more or less, here in Barbados and indeed the whole Caribbean. So therefore, anybody in Barbados who had the love of the game obviously will rate cricket very, very high in their list of priorities.
Erskine King, former Barbados rep, and now one of the country's top cricket commentators. You use the word religion. Other people talk about it being a way of life and an institution. Just what is it about the game that makes it that way in the Caribbean?
Well, in the early days, it was a way of getting out of or moving on.
So it was a passport?
As a passport to the great life.
Get into the spirit of Jamaica. Karuba Jamaica Rock.
And in case you think the Windies stars were all born with a silver bat in their hands, this is where they played their first real cricket. It's hardly Lord's or even the village green. But tough training grounds like this one have bred some of the hardest-hitting batsmen and fastest bowlers the cricket world has ever seen.
Well, one of the problems in Barbados and indeed the whole Caribbean is a question of space. Where in Australia you have of wide open spaces and good grounds, in the Caribbean, the cricket is played on any sort of surface.
That's Schultz. He goes down now. In comes Graves and bowls and this one.
And while we're at it, conditions here at Kensington Oval Bridgetown, the MCG of Barbados, aren't all that sophisticated either. Kensington is a place where more than one Australian test side has been turned upside down by the all-conquering Windies. Today, Joel Garner's mates from Barbados are playing Clive Lloyd's countrymen, Guyana. And for these up-and-coming young West Indians, it's their final trial before they get to take on the world.
Against Joel Garner.
Off the edge, in the air, Vivian Richards under it, and...
What a great one-day bowler Joel Garner is.
If Joel Garner is the idol of every fan in Barbados, then this man, the incomparable IVA Richards, is the uncrowned king of Antigua.
Viv Richards has been in magnificent form in this Benson & Hedges World Series Cup competition. And very aggressive Viv Richards smashes back the bowler killer.
This is where the unique talents of Viv Richards were first discovered, in the back streets of the capital, St John's. Every Antiguan has a theory on why their Vivi is so great. Even the Deputy PM.
I think it's a certain amount of, well, arrogance is the word, really. Not in the normal sense of the word, but a belief in one's ability to an extent that he's able to psychologically deal with any opponent. He has that competitive edge, that capacity which all great sportsmen must have, and that is absolute belief in their own ability and capacity to overcome.
Viv Richards is more than national hero #1. It might sound a bit much, but to his countrymen, Richards is a symbol of their struggle for recognition in the political big league.
He came at a time when the country was divided. We had political infighting in the country, and he was the one person that, regardless of your political persuasion, we were all able to rally around. He represented something more than just a Calypso society. He has an intensity which we think is part of the psyche and the attitude of our people.
And this time it's Richards again.
He has inspired the people to believe that we have the capabilities, not just in cricket, but in every aspect of our endeavors to really achieve excellence and to be able to be self-sufficient, self-reliant.
So if Vivi can do it, Antigua can do it.
Precisely.
That's Smiley Daddy, and that's my daddy.
So that's two daddies.
Two daddies.
You can't get away from cricket in the Caribbean, and certainly not during a rare audience with Antigua's first family, Miriam and the Richards kids, Matara and Marley.
I can't have my own.
What's your explanation for his talent? Why do you think he's as good as he is?
For one, you know, his father was a cricketer, so I think that's a bit, you know, that's hereditary there. And he is a dedicated person as well, you know. He puts all into whatever he's doing.
Go, big daddy.
Do you think that in, say, 20 years' time, Australians could find themselves playing against another Richards?
I don't know. He's only 16 months, so...
In the Caribbean, they don't have the luxury of satellite television coverage, but they stay glued to their radios, no matter how ungodly the hour might be.
Lawson to Richards.
Oh, and he's got him. He hasn't seen that. Hasn't seen it at all.
When things are going well for Viv, we all stay up till 3, 4 in the morning. But when he gets out, I know I, for one, tend to turn the radio off and go off to sleep.
To most of us, the secret of the Windies' success remains a mystery. But maybe the answer's to be found at any scratch match anywhere in the islands. There you'll find that to every single player, cricket means a whole lot more than a few dusty trophies on the clubhouse shelf.
It's an institution, it is a way of life, it is a commitment by all the young men and even the women who watch it to a sport that they feel can really bring people together and bring the Caribbean together.